Welcome, everyone. We have the Four Horsemen Ganesha. This is a Figura Obscura release for 2025. This is their latest item to go along with their previous Egyptian gods and the monkey god and all the other obscure stuff that they put out throughout the year. Normally in summertime or summer-ish, spring-ish, they come out with these kind of like deity, legendary type characters and figures. And then, closer to Halloween, they usually have some spooky themed stuff. Closer to Christmas, they usually have some kind of Christmas themed stuff. So this is their latest for 2025. So big box, big packaging. The figure is big. I won't get into too much about the lore. He is a Hindu pantheon. There's some nice text about his story on the back. There's also a little booklet. And as you see, this comes in plastic wrap, so we'll go ahead and take that off real quick. And it is really nice. As always, they have these big, thick cardboard wraparounds. These are magnetic, and I'll take this off and kind of show off what's going on here. But you've got the story. For anyone who wants to see that, that's the bottom and the top. Basically, four horsemen. And you can take this off, and it's got this really ornate inner cardboard setting. Looking really nice. Got Ganesha here. You can see a good bit of his accessories. This is supposed to be his parents. You've seen this already. And then there's a story behind that. And that is pretty much the box. So let's go ahead and get this guy out. So he's got a multi-tray setup. There is a inner cardboard piece that is very nice. It is, pretty thin, but it is nice. You could use this as a backdrop also if you wanted. There is a booklet. He's got a belt or necklace that is in a separate pouch. And there is the typical Four Horsemen warning about making sure that you heat up your joints before you start posing the figure. Basically, the concept is these have pretty thick, heavy joints, and just through the shipping process, there's a lot of heat variation, a lot of changes in temperature, and the joints can kind of get fused, kind of get stuck to each other. So you want to heat them back up before you start manipulating them. And then just briefly going over the booklet. Really nice painted artwork. Heavy, heavy, heavy story. There's a lot of information in here. Okay, so I'm going to show off the trays real quick. And we'll start with the bottom tray. Got a lot going on here. So I'm going to try to show this off. So you can see how this comes. So if you purchase one, if you're missing any parts, you can, make sure nothing's missing. But there's a ton of stuff here. Um, it looks like something fell out right here. I don't know if it was this. This goes here. This is basically a seat, but he's got his little rat friend. He's got a articulated nose, bunch of fruit. He's got an axe, a looped rope, and I can't remember what this piece is. So that's the bottom tray. And then these are uh, necklaces and bracelets. And then you have the figure itself. More food. These are like little candies. And he does have 4 arms, and then he's got a headdress. He's got this little protector. And then that's the figure. So let's go ahead and get him all the way out. So here he is out of the package, and this guy is very ornate. Just, this sash with the gold trim on it, the necklace and stuff that he's got on just out of the package is pretty outstanding. Like he really stands out. And then so he's got these extra arms, and you're really going to have to heat these up to get the arms in. And I have heated them up a little bit off camera, and now those arms are in. And I've also heated up the arm joints a little bit. And so you'll notice one of the extra hands comes with something. I think this is like a cup. Maybe it's meant to have tea or water or something in it. But you kind of get the idea here. So he's got this headdress, and just put it on top. Um, and before even kind of adding things to this guy, like there's a lot of paint going on. So there's a grayish base plastic, and then there's all kinds of wash. There's obviously this white kind of spray on top, but there's also like this purple pinkish thing going along here and close to the trunk area. He's got, the red symbol here. But even like the arms, the feet, the hands, there's just like a ton of paintwork on him. This thing is, again, just ornate, just uncharacteristically ornate. I guess, proper for a deity. I am having a little bit of trouble having him stand there. That's a little bit better. And talking about heating up joints, it's going to be difficult to like heat up the legs inside this setup, but you can kind of open it up. I would just kind of be careful. The pants aren't pants in the normal sense. They're kind of like imagine it's a big square cloth that's wrapping around his legs and tying to his waist. But this, should give you an idea of kind of the basics of the figure. So he does have a little chair, and I don't know how much work it's going to take to get him to sit in it. Hopefully not too much. I'm going to halfway sit him here. Oh, yes, do that. He's not really sitting in the chair, but it kind of looks like he is. So he's got that. We'll put this to the side. So he does have this piece, and this is, I guess this is kind of like a halo, for a lack of better term. This is probably a better word for this, but this is kind of like his heavenly aura behind him. So you can put that on him. The trunk that he comes with is, it can move a little bit, but it's basically static. And if you want, you can swap it out for a trunk that's, more flexible. This has a bendy wire in it. Then he's got a little rat friend. There's a whole story parable about him and his rat friend. And he does have one weapon. He's got that axe. So we can put that in his hand. And then we have that look. And then he still has a lot of other bracelets and beads and necklaces and other stuff going on. And you're likely going to have to take the head off to be able to put this stuff on. Just going to go ahead and give him the full loadout here. But you can see the double dumbbell here. You can see that the ears are articulated. They have a disc hinge. So this is, again, above and beyond effort. And so I'm not sure. I don't think you put all of these on. So there is kind of a theme. So there are gold bracelets and there are silver bracelets. So I think, it's just kind of, hook them up the way that you want to hook them up. And I'm not sure if there's a right or wrong way to set them up here, but you've got enough options here to get a bracelet for each arm, for each wrist. And then I think you put one of these on for each. But again, there's no right or wrong way. This is all kind of just, personal preference. How you want to display him. You can just really just, use your own imagination and come up with a lot of stuff for him. All right, and then last, let's show him off with some figures, other figures. So here's the Egyptian Obscura figure. Came out previously. As you can see, this guy is much beefier. It's more like I guess like an ogre body. Here's a Mythic Legions human to help give some scale. And then here's Masters of the Universe. Again, just for some extra scale, kind of mythical character type. If you want to put them in display with them. And just for a little bit more scale, and for those who are not accustomed to Four Horsemen figures, here's Black Series Obi-Wan, and you can see this guy just kind of towers over him. And Obi-Wan's got a display stand right now. So just a little extra to kind of familiarize yourself if you haven't seen these before. So all in all, a really nice release. Just like a lot of the other figures that they put out, the accessories and the cloth goods, it's almost overwhelming. um, I'm the type of person, I'm gonna probably try to load this guy out. Um, it might be weird for him to have the axe with him kind of being the character that he is, but I don't think I'm going to have him with his fruit and other little things. Oh, I just realized what's happening here. I am smart. So this thing that I thought was like some kind of cup of tea is just a peg to hold that. But yeah, I don't know I'm going to display him with the fruit. But I do like him having his little friend with him. And if I can get this guy to sit down, I will probably use this. He can sit. It's just going to take some work, and instead of me trying to figure out how to get him to sit for the next hour and a half, we'll just kind of skip that. But this is again really nice, along with all the other accessories. It's just very good work. As always, Four Horsemen, they do an amazing job with these figures. And if you have an opportunity to get this guy, I say get him. Maybe not the sort of thing for everybody, but this is a really nice figure, and I think you'll appreciate it. Thanks for watching. If you haven't done so, please like and subscribe, and please tune into more videos coming up. Thank you.